Hey guys, how's it going? It's Ultimus, and today we are bringing you yet again more 2v2 PvP action. Same enhanced Shaman I had from the last matches that I was showing you guys. This is the last couple matches that we had to finish up that cap session. I'm up against a Feral Druid and a Rogue in this match. So initially, pretty much the opener you want to have as a warrior on these guys is you're going to want to start in defensive stance. And then as soon as they're both popped out and you can get moving again, I like to drop a fear immediately. Because one, it's either going to give you some breathing room or it's going to force trinkets on them, which allows you to set up other stones, say from your enhancement shaman or whatever other class you're playing with, or your own Stormbolt. As you can see, both of them melted pretty quickly. The Rogue is popping evasion to try to finish me off here at the last bit, but there's no way he's going to be able to beat me and my enhancement shaman together. There's just no way. Clutch Hex for my shaman friend over there to kind of pull some heals off on me so I don't die. The Rogue is going to re-stealth, and then he's going to pop right back out here, but it's not going to matter because he's going to walk right into some executes, and that's just all there is to it. So that's typically my opener that I like to have against stealthies, whether it's double stealthy, just a rogue, either way, especially in 2v2s, I like to start off with that fear. Now this match is a bit of a lengthy one, and by lengthy one I mean it is the entire rest of the entire video. I debated not showing it because it was a bit lengthy, but I figured it would give me a chance to talk about some things that were on my mind as far as PvP goes, and kind of walk you through these ridiculous matches. Started off now just kind of chilling here. I popped Bladestorm early, hoping to catch one of them sneaking up behind me with it, but they are definitely playing the waiting game here. Eventually you're going to see the Druid pop out first, and he's going to drop Entangling Roots on us, which is very typical of comps like this. The Druid will pop Entangling Roots to lock us in place, and then the opener begins. And their whole idea, comps with boomies typically rest entirely on the idea of locking one enemy target down and nuking them down instantaneously before they can react. So I attempted the same attempt here as an opener with my Fear, trying to just sit on the boomy, sit on the boomy, sit on the boomy. I'm not too worried about the Rogue. It's the boomy that I really don't want to live. So I'm trying to pump as much damage into them as possible because I know I'm dying right here. Now, this is where things get interesting. It's just my enhancement shaman left, and he decides to just keep the ham going, and he's just laying into that boomkin, just finishing him off, and you're about to see him go down in 3, 2, 1. There he goes. Now, trying to cheer my teammate on here with a little bit of positive reinforcement, trying to keep him going. They're both at really good health pools. Both of them are about the same percentage, so this could go either way. The fact that the Shaman outgears the Rogue tilts the match a little bit in our favor, especially since Enhancement Shaman Burst is so good right now, but all of that could be nil depending on how good the Rogue is. Now, this Rogue is actually playing his Rogue rather effectively in the sense of he's being an absolute pain in the butt, and he's trying to play the frustration game. And this is what you'll see a lot of Rogues do in PvP, especially in 2v2 matches like this. And I say especially in 2v2 matches like this because this is how most 2's games are thrown, is that the Rogue will mess around with you for a bit to try to frustrate you to making dumb decisions out of that frustration. That's exactly what you don't want to do. You want to anticipate that the Rogue is going to peck and pick at you and kind of almost nip away at you rather than try to do any gnarly damage. Now, this isn't every Rogue because some Rogues play very aggressively. However, you will run into a lot of Rogues like this that are going to play very tiptoe, play the line of sight game, pillar, re-stealth all the time until they can just annoy you into doing dumb crap and wasting your cooldowns. Because for whatever reason, people like to panic when they fight against Rogues because they can't see them. I think that's the element. It's the whole element of I can't see anything. And as you can see right here, though, what's going to happen is my Shaman is actually going to go for the res really quick here. He's just going for it. We're going to see if we can get a res off on me here, which would have been insane, but I'm going to... Spoilers, it doesn't go off. Yeah, there's no way. The Rogue's not going to let that happen. I would have actually been extremely impressed if my friend got the res off. I would have been just like, oh my gosh, best Shaman 2016. Don't even care. But it's kind of poetic too that both my body and the Druid's body are just right here chilling. I'm trying to at least keep in communication with my teammate as much as possible. I don't know if that's cheesy or not, but it just seems like it's better than just kind of sitting here awkwardly and letting him sit in the arena by himself with this Rogue. And this match does go back and forth for quite a while, as far as getting low, resetting fights, getting low, resetting fights, and all that stuff. I know that was one of my weakest points when I was just getting into PvP as well. was that I would make dumb decisions because the rogue would frustrate me. And it was typically only rogue. Other classes didn't frustrate me as much as rogues. The close second would be feral druids. But just the whole, let's do a little bit of damage and annoy you, CC you, and just frustrate you kind of thing. Now, a lot of that changes with the way the game mechanics work now, and with the purple eye thingies that let you see stealth, it kind of changes the mechanics a little bit, but it's still, that's where rogues like to capitalize on. I almost thought he had him right there as I saw his health going down, but it wasn't quite enough. There he's popping out again. With those raptors chasing him, that does help a little bit, but there's only a short duration on those raptors in the first place, so it's not consistent damage. So the rogue is going to be able to re-stealth eventually, simply because the raptors fade right here. Now, Shaman versus Rogue, I honestly can say I don't necessarily know who's technically supposed to win this one. I want to say technically the Rogue should be able to win it, but I know with Enhancement Shaman Burst, as good as it is right now, like I said before, my Shaman has a good chance of winning, especially if he is able to time his cooldowns right. So, getting the heals off. It's interesting to me too that the Rogue is letting my Shaman heal. I don't understand that bit, I'm not going to lie. And I can't really tell who got the purple eye there. I think he did, but I couldn't tell if the Rogue got the other one or not, because there's the sap on him right there, and the Rogue is going to attempt to open up again. Now at this point I can't help but wonder if the Rogue is getting frustrated because the Shaman's getting frustrated. And that's really the one way you turn things around on the Rogue, is if you are patient and don't make those silly decisions that will end up costing you the game, you end up frustrating the Rogue because things aren't going according to plan. Rogues are all about the bait and switch. They put something out there essentially making you think the game is going to go one way, and then they switch it around on you. No other class can really do that like rogues can. They're just the kings of it. Other classes, I mean, obviously there's prediction and then actuality, and you can kind of predict what other players are going to do and then be wrong. But I mean, as far as actually making an entire setup look like it's going to go one way and then it goes the complete opposite way, that's what you got to learn to read on rogues. And that's been a big improvement for me, being able to read that stuff. I'm still not perfect at it, and there's sometimes I get so frustrated fighting a rogue that I end up throwing stuff. But I've gotten a lot better at it. So I think that's why I was willing to share this match with you guys, even though I know it's a little bit longer. And it's not necessarily very exciting because it's not warrior PvP here. But especially for some of you who are new to PvP, or maybe just getting into PvP, or someone experienced but have some questions, things like that. Because again, I feel like the rivalry and the tension between rogues and warriors is insane. So any chance I can to kind of help people face off against rogues, I think I will take it for sure. But as you can see, the Rogue is still playing the runaround game now. If this was still a 2v2 situation rather than a 1v1 situation, what you'll see rogues do a lot too is try to peel off from the main fight and get you to chase them, so that they can pick you off alone back behind a corner and line of sight you from your teammate. That's another thing you want to watch out for. That was something I did for a very long time. I fell for it because I just got tunnel vision and thought I can kill the Rogue, I can kill the Rogue, I can kill the Rogue. Oh, I'm not using the proper add-on, so I don't know that the Rogue actually has all of his cooldowns left, and he was just baiting me to kill me. That is why I definitely recommend something along the lines of Gladius or any other PvP add-on like this. It's only going to help you because it helps you be able to see what cooldowns the enemy player has, enemy team has as a whole, and so you can time your burst or some of your CC a little bit better. Because as you can see, the Rogue does still have his Trinket left, he's got Cloak left, he's got Shadow Dance left, and he's got Marked for Death left, as well as Smoke Bomb. So that's a good chunk of defensive cooldowns that my Shaman has to wade through. He's going after that purple eye again to be able to get the increased invisibility vision, but he gets stunned on his way over there. So he's getting caught in that lock, and as you can see, the Rogue is playing a little bit more aggressively, trying to take advantage of the dampening that's in effect. Now again, with dampening in effect, my Shaman isn't going to be able to heal for as much, and their mana is already pretty low, so that's not looking too good for them. It was around this point that I really was starting to wonder if we were going to lose, if we were going to win. I really wasn't sure, because the game had gone one way at one point and then another the other time. And this has gone back and forth so much that at this point I felt like I really didn't know who was going to win. I just was in a rough spot there. Rogue still has Blind, his Blood Elf Racial, the Kick, and the Smoke Bomb left, so not in as great of a position against my Shaman friend, but unfortunately my Shaman friend here is running low on health. So now it's turning into an all-out brawl in the center here. And then basically this is coming down to the wire. There's almost no cooldowns left on anybody. The Rogue is trying to run away. The Raptors are sticking to him, and the Rogue is getting so low here, it's not even going to matter. Whether my Shaman gets on him or not, or the Raptors, he's just going to go down. So, that's it for this match. It's kind of funny that the Rogue went through all that effort and then got no points in the end. So sad. Too bad. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time.